Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew Santowski. I'm giving you my NFL Week 10 bets and predictions, the 2025 NFL season. Let's get into it, guys. My first bet of the week already cashed. I had Las Vegas plus 9.5 against Denver. They closed at 8.5. Again, that was a great spot for Vegas. They lose outright again, but again, they've lost like 3 straight now. They were on a two game skid. Denver's won 8 straight games now, 7 or 8 straight games. So again, I mean, Denver was due for a loss. It was a division rivalry game on a short week. Raiders played Jacksonville tight. They played Denver tight. So I really did like that 9.5. That was my first bet of the week. That cashed. So let's get into it, guys. For the remaining games, Atlanta at Indy. This game is taking place overseas in Germany, 9:30 a.m. Sunday game. And I have Atlanta plus 6, I believe, at reduced juice. Yeah, minus 107. So I'll happily take the 6 at reduced juice. That game's not going to 7 in my opinion. Yeah, both teams coming off losses. Atlanta's lost 3 straight. Indy lost to Pittsburgh last week as 3-point or 3-point road favorites, and I was on Pittsburgh plus 3, so I was happy to see that, obviously. But again, I think this is a good spot for Atlanta. Atlanta desperately needs a win. Indy just traded for Sauce Gardner. They gave up a couple first-round picks. So again, both teams coming off losses, but I am going to side with Atlanta here. Baltimore at Minnesota. Again, Minnesota winning as an outright dog. Baltimore covering that big spread against Miami as 7.5-point road favorites. And I'm going to lean Baltimore here. Again, I can understand the people taking Minnesota here plus the 4. I think I'm going to lean a little more towards Baltimore here. They've had 10-day rest. They're looking better with Lamar Jackson. So I'm going to side with Baltimore here. But again, I cannot fault anybody for taking the points of Minnesota. I won't have a bet on this game. New England plus 2.5 at Tampa Bay. Game I will not be involved with. New England, how many games have they won in a row? They've won 6 games in a row. Tampa Bay coming off a bye week. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably lean Tampa Bay here. Minus the 2.5. But again, it's a game I won't be involved with. Jacksonville at Houston. This is definitely a game I will not be involved with. Jacksonville, they're coming off a road win in Las Vegas last week. They were a 1.5-point favorite. That's what they closed. And they win by a point. Las Vegas went for 2 in overtime on that touchdown drive. Didn't get it. Jacksonville comes out with the win. Very lucky. Houston, they're coming off a disappointing home loss to Denver. I think they lost 18-15. And again, CJ Stroud's out with a concussion. This is a game I want no involvement with. Cleveland at the Jets, another game I do not want no involvement with. Both teams coming off bye weeks. Jets traded 2 defensive players for first-round picks. Cleveland, again, I just don't have a strong lean in this game. New Orleans at Carolina. I think I might be the only guy still betting New Orleans, and they just keep burning my money. I'm on them plus 5 here. I think I got them at reduced juice. Let's take a look. I have New Orleans plus 5. Oh, I don't even have it in there, but I think I got them for like minus 108 or something. So again, they're going for plus 5.5 juice right now. The game was at plus 6 juice for a long time, but again, I'm not going to lay the juice. I'll take the reduced juice at 5. And again, Carolina's playing really good. They're coming off a huge road win against Green Bay last week. I had them as 13 or 12.5-point dogs last week. I had a bet on them. New Orleans, they failed to cover as 14-point road dogs last week. Again, I'm going to take them here against the division rival, but they got to figure out that offense. Giants at Chicago, and this game has been bet up from the time I bet it. I bet the Giants plus 3.5. I figured money would come in on them. Came in on Chicago's direction, but I think the Giants are the right side here. I feel like Chicago was overplaying. They picked up a nice last-second win against Cincinnati last week. I feel like that was a huge emotional game for them. I feel like they're in for a letdown this week. Giants have lost like 3 straight. They're due for a win. I like the Giants plus 3.5 here. If you can get plus 4, that's good too. Buffalo at Miami. I bet this game right when it opened. I'm on Miami plus 9.5. Again, Mike McDaniel's on the hot seat. They did get rid of their GM. So again, rumor is that Stephen Ross does like Mike McDaniels. Might keep him after the season. He will be finishing the rest of the year as coach. That's what the rumors say. Buffalo, they've been big home win against Kansas City last week. Then they beat the Carolina as huge as road favorites the week prior. But again, I like the division rivalry game. I like Miami here, plus the 9.5. Arizona at Seattle. I won't have anything on this. It always seems like Arizona plays Seattle pretty close. They're getting 6.5 points. So, man, Seattle getting a ton of respect. Arizona coming off that Monday night win over Dallas. Again, I won't have a bet on this game. I can understand anybody having a bet on Arizona, but I won't be involved. The Rams at San Francisco. This number keeps getting bet up. It's a revenge game for the Rams. They lost to San Francisco earlier this year on a Thursday night game. They were embarrassed. That might have been their last loss, honestly. And it was. So earlier in October, they lost to the Niners. It's a good revenge spot. San Francisco coming back from the East Coast. But again, so I would lean the Rams, but this game has been bet up from the 3 that it opened. Detroit at Washington. I'm on Washington plus 9.5 here. They're due for a win. They've lost 4 straight. Detroit lost last week against Minnesota as well. I'm on Washington though. I think they're going to fight. Detroit's a different team on the road, outside, in the elements. Again, Mariota's probably starting at quarterback, but again, Washington, they're playing with some pride. I mean, they got to play with some pride here, man. They need to cover this big number and cover that against Detroit. So I'm on Washington plus 9.5. Pittsburgh at the Chargers. Again, no lean on this game. I would lean Chargers, but I mean, it seems like the money has been coming in on Pittsburgh here. Pittsburgh coming off a huge home win against Indy. Now going to the West Coast. The Chargers beat Tennessee, but failed to cover as 10-point favorites. They won by 7. So I would lean Chargers here, but it seems like the money is coming in on Pittsburgh. Philly at Green Bay. Again, I would like Philly at 3, but again, plus 1. Seems like all the money's on Philly. I have zero interest in this game. Philly coming off a bye week. So again, I have no interest. But again, I have 6 NFL Week 10 bets. 1 already cashed. I had the Raiders plus 9.5, minus 110 that cashed. My other bets, Atlanta plus 6 at reduced juice. I have New Orleans plus 5 at reduced juice. The Giants plus 3.5, minus 110. Miami plus 9.5, minus 110. And Washington plus 9.5. I believe at like minus 110 or minus 109. So again, guys, those are my 6 NFL bets for Week 10.